Congrats on season two, Hailee. This is an honor because Dickinson is literally one of my favorite shows of all time. It's my favorite performance you've ever done. I love the show
Wow,
so much. I've
thank
seen it the
you.
first 5 episodes of season two, and I legit
Woo,
cannot wait to finish today, making my husband
amazing.
watch.
Thank you.
My first question for you is, the term evermore is so ubiquitous now. I mean, like, we all know it from Emily's poem to Sue. Of course, Taylor titled her amazing album Evermore. And I'm honestly just curious for you if the two of you have ever spoken about, like, the linkage between the Evermore album and with Emily. Have you guys?
No, we haven't. But that's so funny because I obviously picked up on that right away. And I think it's so amazing that, you know, Emily's poems are much like lyrics. And having written a song for season one, I remember pulling up too many that it was overwhelming, but so many of her poems and realizing that within each line of each poem, there's something in the a whole song could be written off of a line of her poem. And it's fun to think about how today she, I mean, might have been, probably would have been, or I mean, I guess you could confidently say she would have been an amazing lyricist.
Yes.
But yeah, it's fun to sort of see that connection between all of them.
Yeah, no, I think it's so cool. Thank you for speaking on it. I have so many fan questions. Your fans are just rabid about the show in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And I really loved this question from Quinn. I mean, because this season clearly focuses on Emily's fame and whether she wants it or not. And as someone who's been in the industry since 13 years old, do you like relate to that in a way? And did you approach that character differently for in season two, knowing that?
I definitely, yeah, there were parts of it all that I related to, of course. I think what was fun about getting into it in season two was sort of asking myself these questions that I've never really thought about in depth before. And that, is what is fame, really? What does it mean? How do you like with Emily sort of deciding if it's something she wants or not, she's part of her is like, can I decide how much of it I want? And it's such a thing that becomes so far out of your control. And we see that in this season. I guess what I'm saying is I don't know that I necessarily relate to the struggle that she has with it, but I do relate to the confusion and the curiosity, because it's something that, when you think about in depth, I've learned is, those two things, confusing and yeah.
Yeah, last question for you. Emisue is one of my favorite ships of all time. We've seen a little bit in the trailer that Apple gave us. What honestly can fans expect from Emisue this season? I know that Emily has another potential love interest in Sam the editor, but what can we expect from Emisue specifically?
It is just when I thought it couldn't get any more complex, I read season two. It is so beautiful and heartbreaking and messy, and there's such a love between the two of them that we see cannot be diminished by anything or anyone, although those people and those things still try and get in the way of it. It's a really beautiful evolution, the relationship between the two of them in season two, and I have loved watching it play out, and I'm excited to have people see it as well.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time, Hailee. I was hoping Teeny was going to run behind you and make an appearance.
She's so into this bone that she's chewing on right now that if I disturb her, it's game over. So I'm going to
Oh, I
keep
know
it
that. I have my puppies downstairs doing the same thing, so they didn't bark in this interview.
Yeah,
Hailee,
exactly.
I appreciate your time so much today.
Thank
Seriously,
you.
congratulations on season two. It's my favorite Apple TV show, one of my favorite shows.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time, and I hope you stay safe.
Appreciate it. You too. Thanks so much.